The big Bitcoin price breakout is coming closer and closer. Today we will talk with Eric Krohn, the one and only one, about the exact day of the Bitcoin breakout and also the direction and specific price targets. Eric Krohn will pull up his magical charts and give us a clear direction where the price might be heading to according to Eric Krohn. So now, without any further ado, our birthday kid, Eric Krohn, how are you doing today, my man?
Crypto family, my God, man, this community is damn amazing. All the people who've come over and kind of conglomerated, just phenomenal carryover, and glad to be back here once again.
Yeah, man, I can say the same about your community. In the end of the day, it's one whole global community.
Indeed.
That's crazy, man. I saw like 20,000 people congratulating you for your birthday 3 days ago. So everyone who missed
insane,
out,
man.
do it right now. Eric, you will go into our comment section and you will like every birthday wish in the comment section. All right, let's go straight into it. Let's not waste more time. Both in blue today. That's like a partner look, but we are only gay for TA. So let's start.
Oh, it's spreading, baby. Alrighty, so I suppose it's time now to get into the actual charts themselves. Let me pull up my share screen and let's do this guy right here. And let me know when sharing my screen.
Perfect. It's working.
Okay, we're good to go? Okay, awesome. So, all right, so Bitcoin on the daily, and as Chris said, we've really narrowed this down into a very highly probable time frame where this is going to break out or break down. Obviously, we've been doing these videos now for like maybe a month or so, and we've been kind of suggesting this early to mid-September region, and now it seems pretty damn clear that likely around September 15th, we likely do get the breakout out of this. We have a few things why that is coming through. First and foremost, this formation, which is one massive descending triangle. Actually, in fact, if I put in my drawing tools right here, you can see it's in this formation right here, of course. Everyone's looking at the same thing right here. Nothing crazy to be said about this. But more importantly, as I pull it through, there you go. These are just a very badly drawn descending triangle, but there you go. Overall, this would have an apex coming in somewhere in early October, which does suggest that, typically speaking, these things become extremely likely to break once they're about 69 to 75% full, which would put us right in this region right here around about the 15th of September. Not only that, but we do see volume metrics really starting to fall off here too, which does suggest that this formation is really maturing. You do see that this hits kind of an apex in that 15th of September region as well. Not only that, but historical volatility percentile, a completely different metric, not to be confused with volume, is also contracting. It's been contracting ever since the $14,000 high. This is the big one that I'm watching, actually. The second that we see this guy spike up, that's when I'm looking for that next big trending move, as it is designed to expand. And then, of course, we have economic events coming around the 15th as well, as the U.S. has a Fed meeting again once or so. So a lot of markets are going to be running off that. We did see price action being precipitated from the last Fed meeting, talking about rate cuts and all that good stuff. So we are seeing that there is some interplay between these two things. So I would say this, as we've been saying for the past month, ever since we started doing these videos, around early to mid September. Now I feel very comfortable with saying around September 15th, give or take, a couple days, we likely do get the breakout of this. Now, talking about actual direction of this, that's where things get a little more fun, right? As you can see right here, we are just operating within the confines of a descending triangle, which technically is a bearishly resolved pattern more often than not. Of course, I've seen every pattern break out every possible way. And when we're in a counter macro trend, this being your counter macro trend here to the upside, the statistics of it actually breaking to the downside do greatly diminish. So I would say that just because it is a descending triangle does not mean that it's going to 100% break out to the downside. However, if it did, and now we're just going to talk about the bearish case first, I suppose, but then I'll kind of suggest why I'm not of the same opinion right now. But if we did initiate this by breaking below this 9,400-ish level that we've come down and failed to break for the last 1, 2, 3, 4 times, then yes, mesh move would be pointing us all the way down to about 6,700. This would also be confluent with the break of the 382 Fibonacci retracement and kind of send us down to the 236, which would be a very, very common bought and algo target, right? If our last high was kind of around the 0.5, they're going to be selling it there, buying it down around here. But that is only if we break below this area right here, the 382 once again. That's when I start to look for those bearish targets. There likely will be bounced along the way. 8,500, a very obvious area of interest right here. And then we got the 200 simple and 3/7 exponential moving average at this 7,500 region right here. So it's not, it's just like anything, it doesn't move in a straight line. However, until that actually happens, I wouldn't really be looking for that that to happen right now, things will look, Bitcoin's painting a little bit more of a rosy picture as we do see momentum oscillators starting to point back up to the upside right now. Here's your daily Stokes, which have been pretty damn good at getting the price action over the past 2.5 months of this consolidation. All the crosses from this region right here met with the, $1,000 moves. Typically speaking, the last time that we had one was the 29th of July, coming from the same area, from this 9,500 base, leading up to this $12,000 plus high. The time before that was in this $8,000 base right here, before this $14,000 high right here. The time before that was, this 5,200 base right here, before leading up to 9,000. Now, not only that, the thing is that the higher time frame that we go, actually the better picture that this kind of paints for me. We going over here to the 2-day, we are above all major movement averages. We're about to see 2-day Stokes have a fresh cross the upside. About to see 2-day RSI regain the exponential, get back, and more importantly, reject the bearish control zone is what it looks like to me, as long as we maintain that area, of course. And this, is kind of just shaping up to be one long form consolidation is what it really amounts to. And then just taking it one step further to the 3-day above all major movement averages. I'm never going to be bearish on any assets down, and more importantly, using them as support. Now, it is a little bit of a weak Stoke across the upside right here, but in play as of right now. And then more importantly, with the 3-day RSI, we do see with 3-day RSI that we did print, if my computer will load, there we go. We did print one of these falling wedges, which are typically bullishly resolved formations. And I really dislike pattern trading, on price action, but on RSI, I do have a lot more faith in it. And typically when you do see these break, they'll give another test at the very least in the bullish control zone, which, would likely align with Bitcoin, given the top resistance, the test right here. The problem is right now is that because we're still about, about 10 days, 10, 11 days, away from when this is very, very likely to break, it's still kind of a guessing game because round, of course. So what would I really be looking for to confirm a breakout to the upside and then targets on top of that? Well, I want to see first and foremost a break of this ascending trend line right here, kind of marking off our top resistance. But that actually would not do it for me. And the reason why is because everyone's looking at the same fucking thing right here. Everyone's looking at the same descending triangle, right? And when you have everyone looking at the same thing, typically one of two things happens. You either get you typically get some sort of like fake out, like an overshoot or kind of a front run from a specific region like this. So even if I'd feel good about it, of course, but it's not really until we get back above this prior high right here at around 12,100, 12,200, where it really becomes, more obvious. But the higher time frames that we go, it does seem to me like things are shaping up to be okay right now. The weekly is not there just yet, but it could be making an ascending triangle if we do get another test to the 11.5 region. So just by getting back into that region would start to shape this up over a long period of time, which does suggest that the breakout's going to be, equally as volatile. Anyway, speaking of targets, getting back on over here, let me get to my fresh chart. There we go. The same kind of target can be made if we do break it out to the upside, which would point somewhere right around about 14,500. Although, if Bitcoin breaks up there, I'm not really, yes, I do think that we'd have a target there, but realistically, there's not too much stop in Bitcoin once he gets above this next, let me throw on the volume profile right here. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. The volume profile showing that there is almost no activity anywhere above that 12,000 level. So any sort of a weekly close above there. And if you thought this territory was whippy right here, I mean, this is going to be a degree even higher than that. I mean, this is getting craziness over here. So yeah, it would be a $14,500 target after that. But realistically, nothing's stopping from Bitcoin from 15.
Can you repeat the last? Can you repeat the last part because the connection was broke a little bit because that was a very important one, but I wasn't able to hear you.
Yeah, okay. So with regards to the volume profile on the weekly, you can see that there's actually very little stopping us once we get above this $12,000 pivot right here. This area is absolutely nothing compared to what we're dealing with even right now or what we saw at the 6,000 level or the 8,000 level. And so if you think Bitcoin's whippy right now, if you think Bitcoin's like going crazy, just having these $100 moves at the snap of the fingers and then just going right back to normality, well, it's going to get a couple degrees even more intense in this region up here if Bitcoin can clear this about $12,000 region right here. I mean, like I said, there's really, we have price targets towards 14,500, but realistically, once you get into territory like this, there's a few thousand and I think a little bit of a smidgen at 15,000 as well. But it mostly, things are really going to start to move once again. Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry. And then moving on to the monthly, we just got a new monthly, and something that really stood out to me on this monthly was if we were going to look at this consolidation to be a distribution, I would the net delta indicator to kind of suggest that this is losing its luster right now. We can actually bring it up on the monthly, which I do put the most weight on actually, and I only care about the slope on this. In fact, we actually did maintain a positive slope, and this thing just blindly trading the slope has been phenomenally profitable for the history of Bitcoin. We got a negative slope over here in June 2014. That was that was our last major bear market, of course, going all the way down from here. At the last got the positive slope right around here, led us all the way up to essentially March of 2018 here, then got a negative slope all the way until 3100, and now we're positive once again.
Wow.
And to me, this next tick on it remaining positive does bode well for Bitcoin. Not only that, but looking at the monthly RSI, we got back into the bullish control zone. We got rejected just like we did over here in 2016, that last prior bear market to bull market switch up. And it was quickly rejected, but we got picked up on the exponential and then marched on up. It kind of looks like to me that that's what we're doing right here. In fact, even a very similar price action reaction. That prior one was coming from this area right here. Sorry, let me bring it up once again. There we go. Yes, it's coming from this area right here, right? Which produced about a 37% drop down. Well, we have something pretty similar going on in the more recent times as well, getting the same sort of reaction, about a 37% drop down as well. So these things lining up with each other do make me think and do make me lean a little bit more onto the bullish side here. But of course, if Bitcoin were to break that support to the downside, then we can talk about all these bearish targets. But for right now, I see that these moving averages want to switch up into a bullish posturing. As long as Bitcoin just doesn't lose this last little base right here, I think this likely breaks the upside actually.
Yeah, and also actually the likelihood of the September overall being green is very, very high. Let's say it breaks to the downside, the descending triangle. That would form something like a red September. But if we are going to the monthly candles, maybe you can switch to the monthly candles. And if we are zooming out, you will never ever find a bull market, as far as I'm concerned, a bull market with a more than 2-month red candles. So 2-month and red candles is actually the maximum for Bitcoin you can ever get in a bull market. So we had 2 red candles right now. And the September being red, so the descending triangle breaking to the downside would form a red candle, and that would be the first 3 months red candle within a Bitcoin bull market, actually maybe even qualifying it maybe as the beginning of a bear market, which is so unlikely. Yeah, even on the BLX,
right.
Yeah, even on the BLX you have 1 cycle more, and like we never had that before. And I think this is also more pointing towards the breaking to the upside. I'm a moon boy, but come on, that's an argument, isn't it? That's an argument.
More fun to be a moon boy.
Yeah, but that's an argument, isn't it? Like 2 months is maximum as a consolidation, as a red candles in the bull market.
It would be uncharacteristic. Yeah, we could say that, and we do have. We almost have 10 years of history here, so I figure that's enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's some good news. Everyone watching that right now, let us know in the comment section. What do you think? Is that descending triangle breaking to the upside or to the downside? And you can also put that poll here on the top. You can just make your vote and leave your specific opinion in the comment section. So, Crown, I figure you're laughing about the German accent again.
It's so good, man. I just love being on here with good old Arnold Schwarzenegger, man.
Yeah.
Idolized you as a kid, loved you in, what was it, Eraser? Man, great movie.
I'll be back. You know that? All right, man. So, maybe we can go in the more recent price action, like in the very short term, if you have something to say about that. Right now, we were talking about also the short term in 2 weeks and the breakout out of the pattern. But for everyone who cannot wait, for everyone who wants to know something about the really short-term price action today, tomorrow, day after, maybe we have something for that as well?
Yep, of course. Okay, so going over here to a 4-hour, you can kind of see the areas of interest as I've marked them out. Right now, as long as Bitcoin really goes sideways within this region and holds on to the 4-hour white 200 simple moving average right here, this is considered more or less healthy in my opinion. I don't really have a major problem with the lower time frames right now. As long as we hold up above yesterday's low at 10,380.5. Even ticking below there, if we were to tick below there, not even close a 4-hour below there or an hourly or a minute, but just tick below there, then I would be looking for this price action to actually crumble down in the short term back down to $10,000 or $9,900 right here. But for right now, Bitcoin's being resilient along this level, and the really important thing about this is that the longer that Bitcoin stays resilient at this level, well, we're actually going to be having something pretty damn cool happen relatively soon. See the green and the purple 50 and 200 exponential moving averages respectively. Those will cross, and those will give us the lovely golden cross, that we've done some dissections on in the past, which in an overall general bull market uptrend, these in the past, on average, have produced some pretty massive gains. I mean, in the last bull market from 2016 to 2018, we essentially saw each and every cross met by about a 50 to 100% price increase within the next few months. Problem is, though, we actually don't see the same signatures that we've seen on that thus far. I was speaking a lot about this about a month ago, beginning of August, talking about this cross right here, because all of the ones in the prior bull market had actually led on to about a 2x in price increase within about 3 to 4 months. Well, this one obviously failed a little bit, but the fact is that as long as Bitcoin's resilient in this region, we actually will naturally get this golden cross once again, and that likely does give us the impetus to, at the very least, test around 11.3, 11.5, and that's where the fun stuff can kind of begin once again, just because, well, that's where the ultimate resistances are.
That sounds interesting. Also, looking at the speed, the moving average is increasing. We are talking maybe about the next 3 or 4 days for the golden cross.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's gonna. I mean, as long as Bitcoin holds at 200 simple here, it doesn't break down. It's gonna happen next day and a half, I'd say.
Oh, like even in 2 days. Yeah, man.
Yep.
I mean, that's good news for all the moon boys out there, and I think they are in the majority right now. So yeah, there you go. Your price target is actually 11,500, 11,600 if it's going to the upside. After the golden cross.
Yeah, if we can get that golden cross, 11.3 to 11.5 is where I'd be looking towards, and then that opens up the door for actually, breaking the structural resistance.
And if
we
break
can talk
down
about massive moves.
If we break down before, that would prevent the golden cross, and you would be looking out for prices
I'd be looking
nearby 10K.
A move to about 10,000 or 9,900 in this pocket right here is where I'd be looking towards. Yeah.
All right. So what is your exact game plan, especially within the next 2 weeks? How do you want to prepare yourself, especially for the breakout? Do you want to make a breakout trade? Will you put your position in before, and under which conditions? Maybe you can let us a little bit more about your exact own trading plan.
Yeah, of course. So to show my positions, just to be transparent here, I am long right now. I am covered on a lot of this long, so I actually don't really have too much open exposure right now. What I've done is sold some in the money options against it to kind of take in profit right now. Basically selling the same thing at like 11,000 bucks, just because I'm a little bit unsure on the lower time frames here. But I'm happy to hold along right now from these prices. Obviously, the Decembers have about a $200 premium on them, so not necessarily the same price there. But if we were to even take out yesterday's daily low, I'll take off that long position and then just take profit on my short calls, and that's the way that I'll trade it. And then maybe I try some again down around here. But really, if we come back down to this region, I would kind of lose a lot of my more optimistic hopium bias right now. If we came back down around here, I'd probably be looking for the next short. By the same token, if we do move up, don't really have to do too much. I'd add above this area right here at about 11.3, and then I'd add again above probably like 12.1, 12.2, and that's really all that I have to do right now.
Yes. Perfect, man. Thanks also for being so transparent and also sharing your own trading plan. For everyone watching, you know that we have a collaboration with Bybit. Now we have a special promotion being rolled out for everyone who wants to get a bonus. There is, as always, in the pinned comment, a $110 bonus link this time for you. You click that link, you register, you deposit 0.2 Bitcoin, and you get within 24 hours $110 completely for free. If you already have an account, deposit 0.2 Bitcoin, you get the bonus. You don't even have to trade with your own money. You can just trade with the bonus or trade with your own money, all on you. So thank you so much. I wanted to say thank you so much, Da Vinci. Like, I love my man, Da Vinci, but man, you are just as cool also. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Maybe we can go back into the face mode to show your lovely face, because we have a very special and fun announcement. Crown, I must say, like, it is crazy. In Telegram, we get so many DMs, people asking us about your course and stuff. And I mean, I checked it myself. It's really cool. And we have a very nice news for especially everyone who was asking that or who was waiting for something. As we said, it was your birthday. You are getting old AF. Actually, not old, but you are saying that. And you have a discount. So right now for our community, everyone who is clicking the other link, like crown.mmcrypto.io, who is clicking that link and using the discount code, what is it? Old.
The discount code is OLD, OLD in all capitals, and then 20.
So big OLD 20, and you get 20% discount on
there
his
you go.
courses.
Yeah.
So for everyone who is like complete beginner, check out his free stuff first and then read the reviews and everything. Like, don't just buy blindly into it. But everyone who knows
exactly.
Crown, everyone who knows Crown knows that is crazy stuff. We actually really liked it. I'm like 30% through. It's a very long course. You need some time, but it is huge value involved. And if you have enough time, if you want to take your trading to another level, that might be it. Check out the reviews, check out his content, and make your own decision. But like 20% off, if you want to wait the next year, maybe that's something for you. If you don't want to wait for 12 months, that might be good. So Crownman, 20 minutes in. Thank you so much for taking your time. I think your day just started. You have a lot of stuff to do, making some Bitcoins
Indeed, man.
today.
It's nice early morning. Pleasure to be back here once again, though, Chris, and good to speak with all the MM community. And it's a pleasure as always, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thanks for leaving your likes, joining the comment section. We will definitely check it out. Leave some love for Crown. It was his birthday like 3 days ago. So thank you, everyone, for watching. We will see each other at the next one of MMCrypto. Bybit tutorial is actually popping up right here next to his lovely face. Make sure you tickle it and click it right there. And as always, guys, as always, bye-bye.